Tatalach, good afternoon in the Nez Perce language. Um, we're going to have a special presentation this afternoon for Deb Abrahamson, the late Deb Abrahamson from the Spokane tribe. And so her daughters are here today, both Twilla and Eve Abrahamson. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and play the PowerPoint for Deb, and then after that, I'm going to turn it over to the family, and then we'll go from there. So, if we, Deb was born on the Colville Indian Reservation, March 1955. She was a member of the Spokane tribe, Coeur d'Alene and Navajo descendant. She led the Spokane tribe in a fight against the environmental devastation caused by nuclear waste imports, uranium mining, and milling on the Spokane tribal lands. She established and led both community uranium radiation education and Shaw Society, the sovereignty, health, air, water, land, to hold state, federal agencies, tribal officials, and Dawn Mining accountable for dealing with a reservation-based uranium industry. That industry processed some 58 million cubic feet of ore and produce 13 million pounds of yellow cake or the concentrated form of the uranium that can be enriched and used in nuclear reactors and weapons. Okay. Deb became involved in the global effort to advocate against nuclear technology and for indigenous and other marginalized groups that have often borne the brunt of consequences that came from its development and application. Her story is still being shared internationally. In 1992, Dawn Mining tried to import out-of-state radioactive waste by rail through Spokane to their mill site in Ford. Deb pushed back, and the Department of Health denied the permit. When Dawn Mining asked for less stringent cleanup standards at the Dawn mill site in 2019, Deb pushed back, and the Environmental Protection Agency rejected the company's request. Okay, so Deb was diagnosed with terminal cancer in 2016. To celebrate the completion of her first round of chemotherapy, Deb traveled to Standing Rock Reservation to join their fight to protect water. After her diagnosis, Deb started working with WSU, that's Washington State University, with the hope of creating a regional cancer treatment center for tribal members. Deb attributed her illness to the radioactive toxins she had pushed to have remediated. She left us at sunrise on New Year's Day, 2021. Okay. With that, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to the family, and Twilla will help lead this.
Hello, my name is Twilla Abrahamson Swan, and our mother's name was Skukamilchin, which in our language translates to rainbow. And it's a fitting name for her because she carried herself with such beauty and grace as she did her work. Very soft-spoken, but she was also a mama bear. Nothing would stop her in the protection of her children and her community, her lands. She fought a better part of her lifetime to ensure that the environmental devastation, the nuclear waste dumps, the perpetual water treatment, the perpetual contamination to our lands wasn't ignored. She wanted the issues addressed here for our people and our reservation, but at the same time, we learned that this story was happening across a lot of indigenous lands, not only in the United States, but across the world. We learned about the nuclear cycle and about how it started and ended on our reservation with the mining and milling, and then the transportation of nuclear waste. The middle of the nuclear cycle also only results in health issues and death for the communities that it impacts. So today, we'd like to remember our mother, but also take time to think about the Ukrainian people, all of the communities that are being impacted by war and greed across the world. the communities like ours that have been sacrificed for those wars. Today, my sister is here, and also one of our board members, her name is Terry Anderson, and she can speak a little bit more, but my sister's going to share a song. Thank you.
Why so how isquis as that tole? My name is Yvonne. My mother is Debbie Abrahamson. Just wanted to share a song from our family, a song of prayer, a song of love, a song for everybody out there just, continuing this work. Part of doing this work, we continue to share our voices, and one way that I was gifted was to sing. So I'll share a song with you guys.
Thank you. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Thank you, Tola. My name's Terry Anderson, and I am very proud to be able to say that Deb was my best friend and was an inspiration to me in the work that I do. I currently am the director for the Tenants Union of Washington State, and Deb's organizing to make sure that everybody that's impacted is included in decisions was probably the most foremost part of her work. These types of decisions that are made about communities without including the voices of the community is probably the most powerful message I have received from Deb, and I take that with me every day. I'm also here to say that I have been a board member for Shawl Society probably from its very beginning. I'm Japanese American, and I also am from a radiation impacted community. And so when I learned about uranium mining on the Spokane Reservation, well, Twilla was a baby when I first met Deb, and Yvonne wasn't even born yet. So, but I immediately was drawn to her because of her work in fighting that uranium. And I also worked at Spokane Community College, where we had many Spokane tribal members that worked with Deb in organizing against the repository that was planned just off the reservation back in the early 2000s, late 1990s. Deb's work is truly worldwide. There is a display now that is about uranium. I always call it cradle to grave because it's mined from the earth and then it's created into this monster that goes on to do disastrous and horrible things. And we watch that whole life cycle of uranium and that impact. And it's Deb and Twilla and Yvonne, those voices that need to be heard all the time, because this is right now it's probably even more on our minds because of what's happening in Europe. So I just want to tell everybody that Deb's work was not just here on the Spokane Reservation and here in the Inland Northwest. It truly was worldwide. And I also want to say, in my work as a tenants union leader, we have many tribal members who are tenant leaders. And there's a Spokane tribal member named Darlene McCarty who is now going through the exact same cancer that Deb was going through. And I just want to ask you all to keep Darlene and her family in your prayers. Thank you so much.
Wow. We're so honored to have you guys here. And I really wish that we could be giving these gifts to your mother. The song, the words, and all of your actions have really moved me, and I know they've touched so many people. So we have a very meager and humble gift to give you of our conference materials here, but we also have another set of gifts to give. And I just wanted to let you know that we wanted to give the family a gift certificate to purchase something that you could hang on your wall, or you could wear, or you could have around you in honor of what we're doing here, honoring her today. So in order for you to make it personal, you can pick it out yourself. And this is for a local shop called From Here, Spokane, since you are from here. We also, one of the important things that I know your mom would probably appreciate is that you guys all have worked so hard. You have worked tirelessly, you have fought. So we wanted to give you some things so you could have some fun. So this is a set of cards from Pendleton. And a backgammon game set from Pendleton. You can sit around and tell stories and rejoice your mom. Some notebooks also, so you can continue your work and jot down memories. And then for the sisters, this mug is titled Rodeo Sisters, and we wanted you to both share in this. Thank you again so much for coming.
I tell you, she loved conference stuff.
Yay!
Definitely, that's a good memory that we have. And I hope while you're here, you also have a chance to check out the exhibit with the canoes, because she was very involved with that for the last part of her life. And there's some really great pictures and footage of her also. And we just really thought, you know, she fought so hard to the end, like our salmon do that are trying to get back here. So she's a good symbol of that fight in the people and the salmon and everything we have. So thank you.